Now for the Central Admin Controls panel. This video expands on the one before to tell you all about other important details, such as privacy settings and integrations with other apps. Let me show you how all this works. So here we have a section called App Configuration, and these are all of the different ways that you can configure Explain Everything to better suit you and your organization's needs. So if we just tap Configure, we see several different areas here that we can, modify a little bit and adapt to our specific needs. So the first thing is colors, and this might seem like a little thing, but say for instance, if your company or your school has specific colors, like specific brand colors, you can set the default colors and Explain Everything for the pen tool or the bucket fill tool, etc., to be your colors as opposed to the 5 default colors that we see right here, like the Explain Everything default colors. So you can choose whatever color you want. You can even go so far as to use hex codes to be incredibly specific about the colors that you want to be your default colors, and the default colors, on the devices of everybody in your group. So that's pretty cool. Then we have text. This one is pretty simple. So the default in Explain Everything is Lato 18. As you see here, you can switch it to a whole bunch of other fonts and sizes as well. Then there's security and integration, which is especially important in the case of users that are children or underage. So we have this parental gate option here that you can toggle on or off. We also allow you as the manager of a group to restrict who can be invited to a project. Then there are the different import and export destinations. As you can see on my device, most of them are toggled on, but if you decide that you, don't want your students to be able to use one of these, then of course you can toggle them off. And once you tap Deploy Settings up here, as I mentioned before, all of the settings that you selected will be in effect for everybody who's in your group. Next up, group projects, web video links, and visibility and permissions connected with those things. So let's tap Edit right here. And this is once again kind of like a security and privacy issue. So you have different questions here that you as the owner or manager of a group needs to answer. So what projects can your group search for on the drive? So the question is whether you want members of your groups to be able to search for any projects on Explain Everything Drive or only projects made by your group. Then there's kind of like the flip side of that. So who can search for public projects made by your group? Everyone who uses Explain Everything Drive or only members of your group as well. And basically there's a similar idea when it comes to who can access projects made by your group code, and once again you can decide whether those are available to everyone or only members of your group. So once again, this is probably especially important in the case of underage users whose privacy and security, safety is a priority for all of us. And when it comes to the Central Admin Controls panel, I think that those are the most important features.